Hey guys, so today we're going to be doing a blow dry. One of my favorite things to do. I love blow dry so much, I got a blow dryer tattooed on my body because I just love blow drying. It's so relaxing to me and soothing, and the rhythm, I just love it. So we're going to be doing a blow dry, and what we're going to be doing with this blow dry is we're going to be focusing more on getting curl in the hair. Some clients like volume, some people like curl, so we want to make sure that we know how to do everything that our clients are expecting of us. So the salons are going to be where you get most of your training for blow drying, because you start getting like different types of clients. But I'll teach you a few tips on Maria here, my trusty redhead Maria. She's one of my faves. But one of the things that we're going to do first is I like to work smarter, not harder. So I'm going to get this hair dry about probably 50 or 60% of the way, maybe even a little bit more, because hair doesn't start styling and curling until it's almost dry. So when I'm going to be doing this blow dry, I don't want to talk while my blow dryer is on, but so I'm going to tell you now. I'm going to be lifting this hair and moving it this way, moving it this way, lifting it, getting it off the scalp. Okay, we want that lift and movement. That's where a lot of the movement comes from, is from the scalp. Also, we want to think about the way that water leaves the hair. It leaves the hair through the ends. Like if you just leave a wet Maria here like mine is right now, she's dripping all over the floor, because that's how water leaves the hair. So we want to think about that while we're blow drying. We want to start at the root and focus more on lifting the hair and getting the water out that way. Be mindful of the way that you aim your blow dryer and that it's constantly moving. We don't want to keep our blow dryer in one spot for too long for safety reasons for our client. So today I have my wet brush. Shoot, that's what I used to detangle her. My smaller brush. This one is like 1.25 inches, I would say. Not very big. And then my clips. So the reason I want this smaller brush is because the smaller the brush, the more curl you're going to get out of the hair. The bigger the brush, the more volume and the straighter the hair is going to be. So this is going to give more of a bounce to it. Now I'm just going to put a little bit of, I love this stuff. It's called Potion 9 by Sebastian. It's a wearable treatment, but it also adds a little bit of hold. That's the word I'm looking for. Okay. Wonderful. So I'm going to start my blow dry, but I'm not going to talk while my blow dryer's on. So also, one thing I wanted to point out, when you get the roots dry like this, during this process, you don't have to worry about it when you're round brushing. So the heat can stay away from your client's head. So it's another thought to think about. getting a little tangly. There we go. So I don't like to create parts when I blow dry. When I'm styling, I'm going to be intentional. She wears her hair on this side, so I'm going to be intentional about that when I'm blow drying, but I'm not going to create a part. I feel like it just gives it more movement and body at the root. Alright, so you can see how I'm creating flow here to go this way, but I'm not creating a part. So when I do my sections on my blow dry, I like to do horseshoe sections. I feel like when we do quadrant sections, there's often a split where the sections were, so I like to avoid that. Also, it's speedier because I'm already clipped up in my sections that I'm going to be working in, which are horseshoe sections. All right, just turn my hair around here. Okay, so I'm going to put my nozzle on, my concentrator. This helps the air go directly onto this brush. We want this brush to heat up, so that's why I like to use this, is because it allows that metal to heat up, and that's what's going to be curling our hair. Okay, now my section is dry. I can either hit it with my cool shot, or I can allow it to just sit here for a minute. Depends on what you like. I don't turn off my blow dryer when I'm doing a client, but I just pull it away. So I don't like to wait for my blow dryer to heat back up, but it's a personal preference. So when you allow that hair to cool on the brush a little bit, it allows you to get a nice bend in there. Can you see that? Look at that, bouncy, bouncy. All right, so that's what we're gonna be doing here. Oh, and you guys, turn up your heat. Like, you need the heat on this one. Don't be afraid of it. Learn how to use your hot tools. Don't be afraid of how hot this is. We need that hot air to heat up this brush in order to get the curl. Also pay attention to your elevation. I'm elevating at 90 degree or a little bit above 90 degree just to get some volume. And if you want to add a little bit of extra curl to it, when you pull it out, twist it. And it'll kind of set in a curl fashion. I'm going to do this next section and half of this back section here, and I'll be back. All right, so we're back, and I've got the good majority of this back part done. I left these two sides because I wanted to show you how to do them. So when I do the sides, I always like to do a diagonal. The brush is pointing forward, so diagonal forward. When the slope, whatever direction the slope is in, that's what direction it's going in. So direction forward, this is our diagonal forward, this is diagonal back, okay? So I'm gonna go diagonal back, forward. Oh my gosh, my dyslexia is messing with me so hard right now. So I'm gonna go diagonal forward like this when I'm blow drying the hair. And what that does is it kind of curls the hair away from the face. I remember when I first started doing beauty school, I would want the hair to go towards the face, and I would blow dry it towards the face, and all it would do is flip out. So I learned that diagonal forward is the best way to hold this brush when you're doing that. Okay, so we can see we got some good curl in that hair. Alright, so I'm going to take the way I do the top, since she's parting her over here, I'm going to take a section in the back and a section on this side. We'll do a little bit right here. But what I'm going to do with this section right here is I'm going to blow dry this all back so that there's no part and that it'll fall naturally. Okay, so one thing I really want you guys to work on is maneuvering and manipulating this brush. Okay, move it around and get used to it in your hand. All right, this blow dry is something that a client cannot do themselves, and that's what we always want to offer our clients. We want them to come back to us, okay? Like, I had a lot of clients who came to me for touch-ups. 5N, basic touch-ups, nothing major. But I believe they came to me because of A, how they felt when they were with me, and B, the way they felt when they left. And this is part of that. So being able to offer this for your client is important. And you notice this Maria does not have a haircut on the ends. Okay, so we do get clients who don't like to cut their hair that much, and they don't want to, get rid of this length, or they're trying to grow out their layers, or whatever the case may be. But we still want to be able to style that hair. You guys have heard me say this before. You guys want to make sure that you're able to style this hair, even if it's in a not attractive state. We still need to be able to make it look pretty. All right. I'm blowing this up and back away from the face. All right, so I'm going to lower her a little bit. It's better for my arms, shoulders. Okay, we want to make sure we're utilizing our hydraulic chair, okay? Pumping our clients up when they need it and down when we need it. Having our clients adjust their head. It's okay for them to adjust their head for a little bit and pull back or whatever that you need, because it's not going to be detrimental to their health. If we're working in improper positions, it's going to be detrimental to our health and to our body, and so we want to make sure that we do things to make sure that we're maintaining our body. Positioning is so important. Okay, so here, this is tangly. Oh, her head came off. Shh, don't tell my other clients. last two sections here. I'm going to pause my camera while I do this section because sometimes it cuts me off. I'll be right back. All right, so I'm on my last section. And this section, I'm going to over direct it forward. Forward. Okay. So now we have a nice